Hello and welcome to Math 141, Section 93, Introduction to Statistics. My name is Matt Lathrop. I'll be your instructor this semester. Since this is an online course, we won't be meeting in person, but I did want to take some time to introduce myself and walk you through a little bit of the course. I also wanted to reassure you that I will be in touch throughout this semester. We'll be interacting via the discussion board assignments throughout the semester, as well as weekly email updates from me, announcements posted in the course. So I would definitely encourage you, if you have questions at any point throughout the semester, to contact me. My contact information is in the syllabus, which we'll see in just a moment here. What we're looking at right now, though, is sort of the landing page for the course. Every time you log in, you'll see this page, which is going to include a few pieces of information that you want to at least glance at every time you log in. The first will be any course announcements, which may initially be hidden, but if you click that drop down, you'll see in this case there's already one announcement that's posted, which is just a welcome to the course. There's a little bit more information if you follow that link, but just a quick reminder that our first set of assignments for Module 1 will all be due Tuesday, January 21st by the end of the day. You're also going to see every time you log in your current overall score for the course. You can also view that at any time in the gradebook, but every time you log in, that's going to be a instantly updated score as you complete assignments, as exams are graded. So you're always going to have a picture of where you stand in the course at this point. The Start Here page is going to have some general orientation information that I would encourage you to watch through. This is where you found this particular video, but after you watch through this one, it'd be a good idea to look at the other videos regarding how to navigate the course, how to check your progress and get help, as well as the campus safety video. For the rest of our time in this video, we want to discuss some of the information in the syllabus. We won't cover all of the information, just hit some of the highlights, and then I would encourage you to come back and read through this just so you're familiar and aware of this information. As I mentioned, my contact information is provided here. I would encourage you to use email as the best method to get a hold of me, or to stop in during my office hours. Phone also works well, but if you have a question while you're working from home or off campus, email is just usually going to be the best way to get a hold of me. I do try to reply to emails within 24 hours. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer over the weekend, but I like to get you quick feedback so that you can keep working beyond any problems you might get stuck on. My office hours are also listed there, so feel free to stop in any of those times. In terms of required materials, there's only one thing that you need to purchase for this course, which is online access to MyLabs Plus. You can either purchase that through Heartland's bookstore, or when you try to access your first assignment for this class, you'll be prompted to enter or purchase an access code. If you buy the code through the website, it's going to be cheaper than at the bookstore, but that's just up to you. You'll also need online access to StatCrunch, which is included with that access code, so that's not anything separate that you need to purchase. In terms of optional materials, you are more than welcome to buy a physical copy of the textbook. I wouldn't recommend it unless you really prefer to not read things on a screen. An electronic text is included with your access code, so that's really just an additional thing to buy if it's a convenience for you. And if it is something you're looking at doing, I would even encourage you to track down a first edition of this same book. It's going to have 90 to 95% of the same information and be significantly cheaper. We're going to scroll past through some of that information, but again, I would encourage you to take a look at it. And we want to talk about the use of technology in this course. All of our assignments are going to be completed online this semester, either through MyLabs Plus, the homework system, or through the discussion boards. So the use of technology is going to be prevalent throughout, as well. We're using StatCrunch to generate mathematical results throughout the semester. So we're going to be using computers heavily. A lack of access to or malfunctioning technology may not be considered an acceptable excuse for late submissions. You want to take time now, before we start, to get some backup plans in place, either alternate computers that you can use, alternate locations you can access the internet from if your home internet access goes out. You want to have those backup plans in place ahead of time so that when you run into those situations you can still meet deadlines. We won't be meeting face-to-face, but your attendance and participation in the course are still going to be critical. That's going to include completing assignments, reading assignments, and posting in a discussion board. We'll have weekly discussion topics. Some will be more open-ended, others will be directed specifically at preparing you for some of the types of exam questions we'll see later on. Some of those discussions will be graded based on participation. For others, you're going to have a grading rubric that will be provided to let you know how scores will be awarded. In either case, you have to complete those discussion posts by the due date in order to receive credit. Any student who has not logged in and attempted at least one assignment will be dropped by the drop date. As long as you're completing all of the week 1 assignments, that's nothing you're going to have to worry about. Similarly, if you're staying on top of assignments throughout the semester, you won't have to worry about the midterm withdrawal policy. But if any of those conditions are met, which basically amount to you're not working week to week in the course, you could be withdrawn from this course at midterm. Homework assignments will be completed online through MyLabs Plus. All assignments in this class are going to run Tuesday to Tuesday. So every Tuesday a new set of assignments will open, and they'll all be due by the end of the day the following Tuesday. So you'll have just over a week for all assignments. Homework assignments can be submitted after the deadline, but a 10% penalty will be applied. But what that means is you can complete every homework assignment in this course with at least a 90%, even if you miss the due date, if you're just willing to put in the time and work on those. Quizzes are also completed through MyLabs Plus, but a little bit different here. If you don't submit a quiz by the due date, you'll receive a 0 for that quiz. So there's no opportunity to complete quizzes after the due date, but there are opportunities to open up additional attempts at the quizzes. So if you earn a 95% or better on all of the related homework, you'll unlock a second attempt to give that quiz another shot. Practice quizzes are also going to be provided for you to help you review and prepare for those. You'll only receive 1 attempt at the exams. We'll have 3 regular exams, then a cumulative final in this course. Every exam is going to be split into 2 parts. The first part is a proctored portion, which you'll need to come and take at one of Heartland's testing centers. It will be very similar to the questions that you see in the homework and quizzes. The second part will be a take-home essay-based or written exam. And those questions, the work that's going to be expected for those will be mirrored in the lecture videos and our discussion posts. So you're going to be writing up an analysis of a data set, and we'll see how that goes as the semester progresses. The final will give you the opportunity to improve a low exam score. Both the proctored and take-home portions of the final can be used to replace a previous exam score if one of those didn't turn out as well as you would have liked. We have the exam dates, grading structure, and grading scale available for you. Exams will be open for just over a week at a time, same as the other assignments, so they'll run Tuesday to Tuesday. During exam weeks, we'll only be focusing on exams. We won't be introducing any new material to give you plenty of time to review and prepare and work on crafting those written assignments. Let's see. In terms of the FERPA statement, this is just stating that I need to make sure I'm not sharing your information with anyone besides you. So you'll need to contact me via your Heartland email address or through MyLabs Plus so I can verify your identity. And then we have a proposed weekly schedule, which we should be able to stick to pretty closely, which has a general pattern of 3 weeks of content followed by an exam over that material. So throughout those 3 weeks, we'll be introducing new ideas, talking about how we craft those written analyses of data, and then we'll hit both that proctored and take-home portion covering that previous content. It's a good idea to look at some of those exam windows just to make sure that you're going to be around and available during those times. Check the testing center hours ahead of time to find a good day that they're open during the week for you to come in and take that proctored portion. And then making sure you're thinking about setting aside enough time to work on those take-home portions. We also have spring break occurring from March 7th through the 13th, which means our week 8 assignments are going to be extended until just after spring break, since we can't really have something due during spring break. So that'll be a little bit of a disruption, but we'll talk about that again when it hits. And then our final exam is going to end up being due on May 12th. But again, that will still just follow that Tuesday to Tuesday schedule that we'll see throughout the semester. So go back, review some of the information in the syllabus a little bit more closely. If you have questions, absolutely feel free to reach out to me. My email address again is at the top of the syllabus. My phone number is there, or you can stop in my office hours to bounce any questions off me, whether they're just about how the class operates, or once we start getting into that, once you start getting into that Module 1 content, the specifics of different concepts that we're introducing. So after this, you're done with this, go ahead and take a look at the other videos on that Start Here page, look through some of the Getting Help information, and then you're ready to dive into the Module 1 assignments with a list provided of everything you'll need to get taken care of by January 21st. Good luck, and I hope this turns out to be a great semester for everybody.